What's up, Facebook Live? Joe coming to you from the top of the mountain here in New Milford, Connecticut. I will show you the beautiful property that we just acquired up here. You can see the leaves are changing. We got this 2,500 square foot home here, all dialed up. A couple of last things going to be going inside that house over here. We got the renters all set up, ready to roll. We just closed on the land on Friday around this. I've been speaking about this, so here's the physical evidence. And I came up here this morning to see where we are progressing wise. And I met up with this great gentleman here, Ben, I'll introduce you to in a minute here. And we had this great conversation for the last half an hour. Really, this guy's tapped in just like I am. And for those of you that are tapped in out there, listen to this message, understand that there's always the next level. There's always a space that we can get to, another dimension. I know, and at the next level experience, we talk about next levels. But I believe as you start getting consciously aware and raising that level of vibration, we start going through different dimensions. So those of you who understand this message, welcome to the Facebook Live number 272 of 366. You can see every single day we're going to show up here. It's regardless. It's not about Joe. It's not about one person. It's about all of us rising as one to make a difference, to end the suffering. So every day in my meditation, I ask the Father. I said, Father, and this morning I said, Father and Mother, not my mom's in heaven. I brought her into my meditation. I said, Mom and Dad, I said, what do I need to do today and who do I need to become so we can rise as one to make a difference and end the suffering for all of God's children? And all of a sudden I come to the top of this mountain, I meet this amazing man, Ben, over here, and we had this deep conversation. This guy is so tapped in, I know that we're going to fulfill his purpose for him as well. I can feel his passion, I can feel his certainty, and then knowing this, but you cannot get to that space unless you have a level of awareness and consciousness. And I know he's done a lot of reading. He'll share some of the books that he's read and some of the things that he's been doing, but ultimately, it's our choice, it's our will. God gives every one of us free will. What are you going to do with invest in your time to help you awaken, to find your purpose, to find your mission? So in my meditation every day, I ask God, send the people by assignment so we can rise as one to make a difference. So without further ado, my new brother Ben here. Ben, welcome to our Facebook Live 272, brother. Appreciate you, man. So I don't know how good Ben is here on camera, if he's shy or whatever, but he shared some experiences with me about sobriety and stuff like that. So I appreciate you for sharing, opening up and sharing some of your life with you. And this guy's amazing. 15 years sober?
Yes, sir. Well, in December 6th, be 15 years.
15 years in December. So Aaron Knight, good to see you, my brother. So as you can see that, as you ask for things in the universe, this morning I needed a backpack blower. I was in a backpack blower this morning, shows up. I asked God to send people by assignment. This guy shows up. Whether or not he's going to be here to fulfill his mission, I believe you until I believe in you, until you show me. So I believe this man is the real deal. So I'd love to have him share some of the experiences that you've gone through in your life and some of the things you share with me and some of the anger you still hold on to a little bit. I felt that when you mentioned that. So I'd love to hear a little bit of your insights.
Sure. I mean, when I study the ways of the indigenous people of this area, you know, and the ones that I focus most on are the Lakota, because there's so much written about those guys.
And who are the Lakotas?
The Lakota people are the Sioux. You know, the Battle of Little Bighorn, Custer's Last Stand. Lakotas would be Sitting Bull, Black Elk, Crazy Horse, Lame Deer, all those guys. And
so ultimately, the Indians that were here before we came and took their land.
Yeah, the Lakota were North Dakota, South Dakota area up there. You know, they're in that part of the country. But they spread all over the place. But that's like that. North Dakota is their where they centralize.
And I think Aaron Knight, you might know something about this because I know Aaron's from Canada. There's a lot of Indians up that way into Canada as well. So
yeah, and the Black Hills are where you know the Mount Rushmore is. They own the Black Hills, so that was a big issue there. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that those guys were so abused and you know. Lied to and taken advantage of, and yet they still hold this attitude of forgiveness and healing, and that is their you know, really their main focal point of everything that they're about. And the bitterness it has to be wiped away. Like I remember there's a group of people called the Bruderhoffs, and they're a Christian organization, and they, you know, they're an interesting bunch of guys. And when I was in county jail for a DWI years ago, the Bruderhoffs came in there, and one of the guys gave me a book, and it was about forgiveness, you know, and it was like, so these people were forgiving people for atrocious crimes. I mean, you know, for killing their kid or something, and they would go to the prison that the guy was in, and they would forgive them, and it was to set them free. So it's like we're looking at all this stuff going on in the world around us, and how we're being targeted and and attacked from. They're throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at us right now.
Right.
You know, and so what we need to do is, like we were talking about before, is understand these are spiritually sick people. They don't have a way of accessing their chi and creating. They have to steal life force from other people in order to survive. So you have to have pity on them. At the same time, I guess really that's what it's about. It's about drawing that line in the sand, creating boundaries, but not being emotionally entangled and angry about it. Because, I mean, everybody's, you know, and that's why I love the Lakota, because I watch those guys, and it's like they maintained, I don't care about dignity. You know, dignity means nothing to me. They maintain their integrity. That is the most important thing. You maintain your integrity, you stick to your guns, and that's what I'm trying to do. So it's like, I don't want to be pulled into that crap where it's like, you see it all the time. I mean, they just create dissent everywhere they go. You know, and then we get these riots and we get this stuff, you know, so it's like, no, man, I don't belong to a political party. It's like, I just am me, you know, and you know, and I want to gravitate toward people that are trying to evolve spiritually. That's why we're here. I'm not here to control anybody or to control anything. And that's the only other thought I had. The last thought about that is that the Lakota in particular are people that respect everything. So their whole idea is there's a spirit of the trees, there's a spirit of the rocks, there's a spirit of the ocean, there's a spirit, and if we respect it, it'll respect us. If we disrespect it, it'll destroy us. And that's kind of what you know what I mean?
Powerful, powerful insights. As you can see, Michael DeMay, good to see you. Melissa's showing up here this morning, top of the mountain here in New Milford, Connecticut. Day 272 of 366 Facebook Lives. I had no idea who the Lakotas were until Ben just talked about that. So I will be finding out what the book is. We will definitely share that book with you guys here. I'll send a post up so you guys can learn more about this stuff and how we become more spiritually tapped in. And we had the same conversation, how energy is everything. You guys know about this. We talked about this. So there's energy in the tree. There's energy in the rock. There's energy in the grass. There's energy all around us. However, we create that vibration inside of our bodies to change the vibration so we can live in fear, doubt, anxiety, and anger and lower our vibration, or we can tap spiritually in and release all that and live in a place of forgiveness, courage, and hope to give somebody else that same permission to step into their power. And that's one of the books that I recommended to Ben was, how do we get into power versus force? Read the book. It's going to help you break through that. Super powerful insights this morning. So I want to thank Ben for jumping on here. I just met him not even an hour ago, and here he is on a Facebook Live with us. But I know that these videos somehow, some way is going to shape something for somebody out there to get permission to step into their power, step into their purpose, to go out there so we can all make a difference to rise as one. So whatever you're asking for in the mornings, from a truthful place, from a soulful place, know that those things are going to show up regardless of what you're telling your subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind doesn't know right from wrong. It's going to believe what you tell it. So be sure to tell it the right things. Last words, my brother?
Black Elk Speaks. That's the Bible of the Lakota Sioux. So if you're interested, you know, I mean, but it doesn't matter if you read about the Navajos or the Sioux or what, you know, I mean, but I you know, it's I just wanted to mention that because that's, you know, and you know, and obviously Taoism and Buddhism is really important too, and Christianity and everything else.
And this guy was sharing with me, he read all these books, and I was like, yeah, I have those books, but you just get me reading the book, I'm going to fall asleep. So I'm going to figure out a way to get this converted into Audible so I can listen to some of this stuff, because this is all new to me as well, and I love to learn. I love to find out something new. So good to see everybody logging in here. Good to see you, James, always showing up. Good to see you, Angela. Good morning. Beautiful message. Yes, personal integrity so much, and that's one of the things that I say, Angela, for the last 4.5 years, is that I am integrity is one of my power statements that I say in my meditation, in my ritual. So whatever you're telling yourself, you will become it. So be sure to tell yourself the things that you want in this world, not the things that you don't want. Keep showing up, guys. I'm telling you, we are just getting started. Ask for what you want to receive, and when it's all said and done together, we'll rise as one. Thank you, my brother.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys. Have a blessed day.